Hello, everybody. All right, welcome to the second episode of the Brown Out Music Podcast. Today we got some good stuff coming for you. I have 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth, I plead the fifth. Got 5 songs for you today. 5 songs. Now, I need to reiterate on this podcast before we go any further. This podcast is solely to highlight music that you might not be that knowledgeable about, or you might not know of them. We're going to focus on local bands, underground bands, but we're also going to be playing some B-sides and other just good songs that you may or may not have heard. Again, it's about playing just some good jams and maybe opening up some doors for you to find some new bands that you like and some tracks that you like. So we're going to get it kicking right off right now. And going off with that last idea, we're not making money. I am not making money off of this. The whole purpose of this is to not make money. So I'm hoping none of these bands sue me for playing music. Like I said, it's all about getting you to listen and find them on your own, support them on your own. Go buy their CDs, go download their music, buy their merchandise, go see them at live shows once this whole thing blows over, this whole COVID-19 thing blows over. These bands are going to be chomping at the bit to get back out there and play live shows. And I just have a feeling they're going to hit it with an intensity when they're able to get back out there. It's just going to be a great time to go see live music. And everybody that we're going to play today, except for one band, the last band we're going to play, they are no longer playing. It's just a great band. We'll get to that at the end. That'll be our outro, our play out. But the 4 main bands we're going to be talking about, very active, writing new music, not incredibly popular, i.e. they're not on top 40, they're not going on tour with Taylor Swift. I know I bring her up a lot, but it's I got to come up with some other references. Maybe for the 3rd episode, I'll come up with some better references. But regardless, these 4 bands, 3 of them I've listened to for a while, and I really like them. One is from Grand Rapids. One is from the D.C. area, Washington, D.C. area. One guy, I don't even know where he's based out of right now, but all I know is that he came out of Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, to my knowledge. And one of the groups from Atlanta, a great punk band from Atlanta. What we're going to start off with today is a band that, if you're from Grand Rapids, you already know this band. You know this band. And if you don't know them, you should. If you've never seen them live, you should, because it's one of the best shows ever. The band is called The Concussions. The Concussions. They have multiple CDs out. Fall in Love with the Concussions. Break Up with the Concussions. Nuevo Sound Machine. We're going to be playing a song from Nuevo Sound Machine today. Now, this is a great 4-piece instrumental surf rock. Now, this band, if you haven't seen them live, I suggest it. If you're a musician, a songwriter, or a gearhead, if you love music gear, go see these guys live, because you will drool over the vintage gear that they use all the time. I mean, their guitars are beat up, the amps are beat up, but they're of that generation when they were built, where it's just solid built instruments, and they use the hell out of them like they should. They don't baby them. They don't, they take care of them, I'm sure, and keep them up to date on maintenance and whatnot. But these guys, like I said, seeing them live is something else. They always wear matching outfits, matching masks. Another great thing is one of the lead guys, or one of the guys in it, Tommy, he owns Goon Lagoon Studios in Grand Rapids. Go online and find, I'm going to try and put some links on, but go online and find that studio and just look at the pictures. The instruments they have to use, it's analog. They've got tape machines. I mean, that's so rare to find these days. Lazy Genius, a band we featured yesterday, they've recorded an album there. A lot of bands in Grand Rapids have recorded albums there. Just a great studio. I would love to record there sometime with, them being engineers, producers. It would be great. But either way, these guys just have such a great stage presence. They're so on point. They're so tight. It's all instrumental. Like when you see them live, you listen to their albums, I always think, how do they remember all this? They don't have any lyrics to kind of guide them through the song to let them know where it's just so good. So good. So without further ado, we're going to start this off with The Concussions from the album Nuevo Sound Machine. This song is called Pump City. All right. That was The Concussions from their album Nuevo Sound Machine. The song is Pump City. Now, I'm just going to go a little bit more on this band, The Concussions. One thing that I absolutely just love about this band, go find them, multiple albums for you to listen to. It's for everybody. Everybody can listen to it. You're not going to offend a single soul listening to this music. It's for kids, it's for teenagers, it's for senior citizens, it's for young adults, it's for everybody. The show I saw them at in Grand Rapids a few years ago, every age group was there, packed house, everybody having a great time. Just a great time. It's for everybody, and that's what I love about them. So again, The Concussions. Check them out. We'll have links, but you can find them on Bandcamp, but more importantly, Spotify. Go to Spotify, type in The Concussions. All their albums are on. Follow them on Facebook. They play a few shows a year. Usually they'll play on Halloween, but if you have a chance to see them, they don't really go too far outside of Grand Rapids to my knowledge. But if they do and they're coming to your area, check them out. If you have a chance to get to Grand Rapids when they're playing a show, get there and check them out. It'll be worth your while. You'll thank me later. Or not, but I think you will. So anyways, that was the Concussions. Moving on. This is a new band that I just found not long ago. I found them. They had a little sponsored thing on Instagram, which normally I browse over, which you shouldn't, because, bands are just trying to get their name out there. But this band, I just watched their clip, and I just fell in love with them. I've never seen them live. I just found them maybe 4 months ago. Been really digging them. They got a great sound. In fact, what's funny is their tagline, indie soul with haunting harmonies and a penchant for murder. How can you go wrong with that, right? How can you go wrong with that? But anyways, they got some great jams. This is a little different. I'm going to try to throw some different musical styles at you. Like, I'm a big fan of punk rock, hardcore, rock and roll, stuff like that. But I truly love all music. And I don't want you guys to think we're just on one track. You're only going to hear one style of music on this podcast, because you're not. I am going to try to push as many musical styles out there as possible to get you kind of diving into something you might not have thought about before. So this band is from DC. The band is called Oh He Dead. Oh He Dead. OH space HE space DEAD. Oh He Dead. We'll have the links on. All right. Great band. Like I said, I don't know much about them. I know they got an amazing singer. The band is great. They're in that pocket. They're tight. You can tell they really love making music together. So without further ado, this is a song called Lonely Sometimes off of their latest self-titled album, Oh He Dead. They're on Spotify. They're on Bandcamp. They're on Instagram. They're on all social medias, Facebook. Again, I'll try and put up as many links as I can. But again, I want you to, I keep saying again and again and again and again and again and again and again. All right, I got them all out. All of the agains I got out. Go find them yourself. Do some research. It means that much more to you when you find them on your own. And hopefully you like it. So here we go. Oh He Dead, Lonely Sometimes, from their self-titled latest album.
Doing all these things just to be with you when you don't want me to be. I take it all away, take away your pain. Baby, take a chance on me, you. Leaving, don't come back till the day is done. Putting everything on me. I don't know why I try, don't know why I love you. Don't take me serious, and that's why I get lonely sometimes. Thinking about the reasons I don't feel you next to me, and I cry. I get lonely sometimes. Thinking about the way you move, wanna feel you next to me. I miss the way you were before you change. Now all you do is lie. When you're coming home, I can't reach your phone. Must have called 1,000 times. All the times we had, now you treat me bad, but I always will love you the same. To the moon and back, baby, just like that. You don't take me serious, and that's why I get lonely sometimes. Thinking about the reasons I don't feel you next to me, and I cry. I get lonely sometimes. Thinking about the way you move, wanna feel you next to me. How you gonna leave and not come back? How you gonna leave and not come back? How you gonna leave and not come back? How you gonna leave and not? And that's why I get lonely sometimes. Thinking about the reasons I don't feel you next
Oh, man. Indie soul with haunting harmonies and a penchant for murder. Murdering your heartstrings, maybe. God, I just love that song. Check them out, everybody. Oh, He Dead. We will have links. Hopefully, no, we will. We'll have links, at least to their Facebook, and then you can go digging on your own. Great band, great vocals. You can hear the band. They're so tight, so precise. The tone on the guitar and bass is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, what a great jam. What a great jam. Moving next, this next artist that we're going to showcase or talk about, some of you might know. A lot of you probably don't. This is another band I've seen live, and they blew my socks off. Now, technically, it's just kind of one guy. He has a band around him, but to my knowledge, he pretty much writes and records everything himself, and then when he goes out to play live, he has a band, and the band kind of rotates different individuals. This artist is called No Bunny. No Bunny. It's a bit of an alter ego for a guy. I'm going to let you figure out I don't want to give away his real name because it's just kind of cool not knowing. It's just an alter ego of a guy. But if you ever see him live, if you ever go check out his albums, this guy wears a bunny mask. You rarely ever, there's very few pictures with him without that mask. He'll wear a beat up leather jacket and whitey tighties, and that's it on stage. He's a great guitar player, great songwriter, lo-fi in a way, just a great musician. I can't say enough about him. One of his songs inspired me so much. My band Carl started covering the song that we're going to play today, and I want you guys to hear the original version because it's so much better than what Carl does. We try our best, but I'll tell you what, this is a great song. Just all around fun. A little bit about heartbreak that we can all understand. So this song is called Chuck Berry Holiday. It is from the album Love Visions. So this is No Bunny from the album Love Visions. This is Chuck Berry Holiday. Let's get down, all right?
She bought a ticket on the midnight train. She said she gotta go and do her own thing. That was 6 years ago on this very night, and I up before a show, just to walk right out the door. But there's still one thing I wanna know. Where did she go? What did she say? Is she coming back? What's my deadline? Oh, well, she went away for that holiday. I guess she's never, ever, ever coming back. I guess she's never, ever, ever coming back. I guess she's never,
I'm sorry, No Bunny. I guess she's just not coming back. What a great jam. Love that jam. Love playing that jam. It's such a fun song to play. It is hard to sing, I'll tell you that much. He just really goes for it. A lot of screaming, but man, it's such a great, great song. Can't say enough about that musician, No Bunny. Chuck Berry Holiday is the song. Love Visions is the album. He's got other albums out that are just as good. This album looks like 12 songs, 22 minutes. Just short bangers. Just great, great songs. Just short bangers that I'm sure you're going to love. Fun to dance around to. You put on a No Bunny album and you just can't help but shake your hips. I hope you all enjoy it so far. We're coming up on our last two songs. This episode is moving a little bit quicker than others. I guess last episode I had a little bit more personal experience with the bands we were talking about, so there's a little bit more chatting in between the songs. But this is kind of the format I'm trying to get to. Less talk, more music. Give you a little bit of history on just enough to tickle your fancy and get you exploring on your own, because that's what it's all about, finding them on your own. When you find some great music or you got a great band that you don't think many people have heard, I'm going to be setting up an email for the podcast here today, and I'm going to be putting that out there so you can send me ideas. I'll check them out, and we'll see about getting them on here and push them out to the world. I'm not the only one that's always searching for new music or wanting to turn other people on to some new music that they might not have heard. So if you enlighten me, I will try my best to enlighten you. So moving on, this is our next band, hailing from Atlanta, Georgia, a great punk band called the Coat Hangers. Now, I've been listening to this band for 3 or 4 years now. Found them because I still am, diehard fan of a band called the Black Lips. They are also from Atlanta, and this band, the Coat Hangers, they're all kind of, they play a lot together. They run in the same crowd. So that's how I found out about the Coat Hangers. Started listening to them, instantly fell in love. Just instantly fell in love. They started off as a 4-piece. One of the band members quit, to do something else. The touring life and the band life just got too much. So they're now a 3-piece. You have the drummer Rusty Coat Hanger, the lead guitarist slash singer Crooked Coat Hanger, and the bass player Mini Coat Hanger. Now, when I say singer, Crooked usually sings, although their drummer Rusty, these are not their real names, obviously. We're going with, Ramones type of situation. However, this song, the drummer sings, Rusty sings, and she has a voice that sounds like it's been boiled in whiskey and then smoked for about 20 years. Her voice is amazing. It's just that beautiful, raspy. It's just so good. And this song it just drives. It's got a great drum beat. It's got great guitar and bass parts. I can't say enough about it. I love this song. Love, love, love. This is off of I believe it's their second album, maybe third, Larceny and Old Lace. Larceny and Old Lace is the album. The song is called Hurricane, and that's exactly what it's like. It's a hurricane. It just gets you from the very beginning, and then Rusty just pulls you in with these vocals. I can't say enough about it. I really hope you enjoy it. This is the Coat Hangers from Atlanta, Georgia. From their album Larceny and Old Lace, the track is called Hurricane. Hope you enjoy. Oh man, was that not wild? Aptly titled song. Great lyrics. The vocals. Oh my goodness. Great band. Great band. Now, like I was saying before, you might be able to hear on that. This album was from 2011. Holy crap. 2011. This is when they were still a 4-piece. You can hear the keyboards. The band member that left played keyboards, so you can still hear some keyboards on this, which I really like. They had a great song or a great setup, and in doing some reading on them, they were a little worried when the keyboardist left, because keyboards fill in a lot of that empty space when they create that atmosphere. So they were worried how they would come off as a 3-piece, and they picked up right where they left off. You can't really tell at all. They continue to write great songs, great albums. I highly, highly suggest checking them out. They got a lot of albums. The Coat Hangers from Atlanta, Georgia. That song was Hurricane from their album Larceny and Old Lace. All right. This has been a bit of a shorter podcast, but that's all right. The whole purpose is to get you listening to some new music and not listen to me flapping my gums. So the song we're going to play you out with is from a band that is well known. Maybe not well known, but they should be well known. They are well known in a bit of more of an underground scene. They pretty much, to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, but the term psychobilly as a musical genre was not around before this band. Now, you're saying psychobilly. Norm, what's that? Well, it's like rockabilly, which we all kind of know, like an amped up country mixed with rock and roll. Just great music. There's one band that we're going to feature in an upcoming podcast, somebody who is the king of rockabilly, and that's the Reverend Horton Heat. We're going to be diving into some of his music. He's very popular, but you might not know about him. You might not know about this rockabilly thing. Well, psychobilly is a lot like rockabilly. Oh, if I can get my words right. Out of the mouth. Psychobilly is rockabilly, but with darker lyrics. With dark lyrics. And this band is well known for dark lyrics and incredible stage presence, breaking boundaries, breaking rules, creating a whole new genre, and doing it on their own terms. The song I'm going to play you out, have you guessed who it is yet? The Kings of Psychobilly? The King and Queen, I should say. We're talking about the Cramps, everybody. The Cramps. They have a lot of great albums. It's hard to pick one song, but I picked this one mainly because of the subject matter. In this day and age that we're in, this time frame that we're in, it just seems like there's a lot of bad people out there, and they're getting the voice. The good people are getting shoved to the corner, and the people doing the right thing and trying to love each other and respect each other and use that golden rule of treating everybody how we want to be treated, it seems like their voices just aren't as prevalent, and they're not getting the news stories as much as these angry people. So this band, the Cramps, I chose the song People Ain't No Good off of their album A Date with Elvis. Now, once you listen to them, you listen to a few albums and you hear the title of an album, A Date with Elvis, it totally makes sense. This band is just so influential on so many punk rock bands, hardcore bands, rock and roll. I mean, everybody loves the Cramps, and if you don't know who they are, this is why we're here right now. I want to show you the Cramps. Now, it is led, the two main members of this band, they started in 1976. Can you believe that? 1976. By a husband and wife, Lux Interior. That is not his real name. It's all stage monikers. The lead singer, Lux Interior. To my knowledge, he got his name because a car advertised a luxurious interior, and he thought that was cool, a Lux Interior. And that's how he got his name. The lead guitarist is probably one of the most, if not the most, outside of maybe Joan Jett, in a rock and roll sense, from that time frame, Poison Ivy. I can't tell you, I'm obviously not a female, but I know she has influenced thousands upon thousands of females to pick up the guitar, to change the status quo, to not accept any boundaries that are given to you. Do what you want, play what you want, and own it. And Poison Ivy owns it. Poison Ivy and Lux Interior are the ultimate duo. The story goes to, they met. Poison Ivy was hitchhiking on her way to art school, and Lux Interior picked her up, and they started talking. They fell in love, were married, and they stayed married until, sadly, Lux Interior passed away, I believe, in 2009. Rest in peace, Lux Interior. That's when the band kind of quit. They stopped performing so much. I don't know if you look at their Wikipedia, it shows that they became inactive in 2009 when Lux died. So again, rest, but also rust in peace. Rust in peace. Old Lux, you gave us a lot of great music. Thank you, Poison Ivy, for influencing countless amounts of women and girls to pick up the guitar, to start a band, to play the music you want to play, and to own it. Look up live footage of this band. Look up their albums. They've got a lot. Just an influential band. You listen to their catalog and you look at the dates and years that they were putting out these albums. Nobody was doing this before them. Nobody was doing this. They've influenced so many of my favorite bands. Number one being No Effects. We're going to get into those guys too. You might not have heard of them. A great underground, non-establishment punk band that has been going on for almost 30 years, maybe more. Album after album, just like the Cramps, just great, great bands. They've influenced so many people. So, this is a song by the Cramps titled People Ain't No Good from the album A Date with Elvis. I hope you enjoy. I'll be right back and we'll close out this episode.
You want them to, cause people ain't no good. Oh no, they're no good on weekends when they come out to play. And they're no good for bookings, cause you can't make them stay. Hey, people ain't no good. Oh, people ain't no good. Oh, they never do what I think they should. Oh, people ain't no good. Yeah, people are just a waste. Oh, they're all over the place. Yeah, you see them everywhere you go, and I don't like their face. Hey, people don't like me neither. Why, I sure don't know. But even a jerk like you can see it's obviously so. So, people ain't no good. Oh, no, people ain't no good. Oh, no, they never do what I think they should. No, people ain't no good at all. Smile. They always stand like this. They always tell you here's what I say is this. People ain't no good. Oh, no, people ain't no good. Oh, they never do what I think they should. No, people ain't no good. Sing it, chillin'.
I guess Lux had it right way back then. People ain't no good. That movie, movie. What am I talking about? Jesus, get your head screwed on straight, Claypool. That album, this is a musical album if you didn't know. That album came out in 1986. That was the Reagan years, wasn't it? I could see why he was so pissed off. But just to give you a little idea of some of their song titles, you gotta check this band out. There's just the lyrical content on their songs is just amazing. They are not afraid of anything. On this album alone, here's a couple of the songs. Hot Pearl Snatch. Yep, you heard me right. The Hot Pearl Snatch. Here's another one. Can Your Pussy Do the Dog? Hot Pool of Woman Need. Aloha from Hell. Corn-Fed Dames. How Far Can Too Far Go? That's another great song. We might highlight that on another podcast. Hope you like that. If you didn't, go digging and find one that you do like, because they have a plethora of albums. Just so many great albums. They got live albums out there. They've been going, like I said, since 1976. They stopped in 2009. They've influenced so many bands. You should be listening to this band. End of story. It should be on your playlists. Great dancing. It just it makes you want to shake your hips, makes you want to dance and have fun and realize that songwriting and music, it's an expression of whatever you're feeling at the moment. There's no wrong, there's no right, everything is okay, everything is allowed, you know what I mean, as long as you do it in a non-hurtful way, you know what I mean. If you're not trying to hurt anybody, how bad can it be? And if you look at this band's history and everybody they've influenced, they weren't doing any wrong. They were breaking boundaries. They were saying it's okay to write the music you want to write. Write the lyrics that you want to write. It's cathartic. It's therapy. So, you know, I said that we were going to play out on that song, but you know what? I lied. We're only at about 45 minutes right now, so I'm going to play you out. I'm not going to talk anymore after this song, I promise. I'm going to play you out on another Lazy Genius song, all right? I just love this band, and I'm going to make you love them too. Maybe it helps that I know all the members of this band, and that makes it that much cooler. But as I said before, I just feel these guys are on the cusp of like really breaking out of their chains, and they're constantly creating, they're constantly writing great songs. So I'm going to play you out on a nice song from these guys. Let me see, what are we going to play here? What am I going to play for you? All right, I think I got one. And I have to throw a correction out. Yesterday when I played Lazy Genius, I made the mistake of saying that Holographic was their latest album. I was wrong. I don't know why I said that. Their latest album is New Moon. New Moon. Just some really good stuff. And the one I want to play you right now that I'm going to play you out on, this was put out in 2018. 6 songs, almost 30 minutes. Some real jams on here. This is the kind of music you pop headphones on, the over ears. You put some nice mood lighting on, some candles, some Christmas lights, and you just listen. Lazy Genius has a way of taking you on a journey. I said this before, but Patrick Wieland really knows how to put an album together to take you on a journey, and that's something that not a lot of people do. A lot of albums are just, with Carl, we just put them out, just banger, banger, banger. You try to come up with some kind of ebb and flow, but with certain types of music, it doesn't always work. But with Lazy Genius, it works. You're on a journey. You're floating through space. You're driving down the road. You're walking in the desert. You're swimming in the ocean. You're in that zone. Am I talking about Lazy Genius too much? I don't care. You're going to love them as much as I love them. And if not, well, I guess you can skip it. But I highly suggest you don't skip it. This song is from their latest album, New Moon. It is called Down and Outer Space. Thank you for listening. I will have a email address set up soon to where you can send me your suggestions. I want to hear your suggestions. I want you guys to turn me on to new music that I might not have heard before. I want that. So thank you for listening. This is not a monetized podcast. We are not making money here at Big Ten. We are doing it for the love of music and that alone. I'm just trying to showcase some bands to get you interested in other music. You know, I almost hope we don't become monetized because it's going to be a nightmare to try and pay royalties to these bands. I don't want to be monetized. Fuck money. Although, can't live without money, can you? Anyways, Lazy Genius, New Moon. This is the song Down and Outer Space. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. We'll get over this nightmare soon enough.